Greetings, and we look at selected scripture passages from the Bible in 366 Days for Men by Angus Buchanan. Readings on January 9th. Angus Buchanan talks about impatience. And we continue now as we started yesterday, looking on the story of Abram. And now we find ourselves, we started in Genesis chapter 12, and now we find ourselves now in Genesis 16, verse 1 to 10. There are so many passages in the Bible, but as we go through, we see certain ones that have an impact. And I know that I always say this passage is powerful, but this one, Genesis chapter 16, especially this section, is one of the most powerful ones in the book of Genesis, but is one that is impacting the world from that time until now. Until now. Watch it. Genesis 16, 1 to 10. New Living Translation. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had not been able to bear children for him, but she had an Egyptian servant named Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, "The Lord has prevented me from having children. Go and sleep with my servant. Perhaps I can have children through her." And Abram agreed with Sarah's proposal. So Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, the Egyptian servant, and gave her to Abram as a wife. So Abram had sexual relations with Hagar, and she became pregnant. But when Hagar knew she was pregnant, she began to treat her mistress Sarai with contempt. Then Sarai said to Abram, "This is all your fault. I put my servant into your arms, but now that she's pregnant, she treats me with contempt." Then Sarai treated Hagar so harshly that she finally ran away. The angel of the Lord found Hagar beside a spring of water in the wilderness, along the road to Shur. The angel said to her, "Hagar, Sarai's servant, where have you come from, and where are you going?" "I'm running away from my mistress Sarai," she replied. The angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress and submit to her authority." Then he added, "I will give you more descendants than you can count." On the surface, we all know that story. And we talk about don't rush God, don't help God, and whatever. And there are some women or men some characters in the Bible that we blame. And one of them is Sarai. They talk about Eve when she ate the fruit and convinced Adam to also eat. But Sarai, Sarai sent in her servant to be a surrogate mother for her, and things turned sour. These things, God never sent Sarai to go and pick. He said, "Wait." He said, "I will do it." He didn't say. You see, but sometimes God is so mysterious that we try to step in. If we think we have a revelation, or if we think something should go this way, we try to step in and do it. When God never say do that, we should just wait. But because you can't see God, God does not talk to you directly and show you all the cards in the pack. You know the whole plan laid out for you. I never see God do that before. In minute detail. So, with our human frailties, we try to think how we can solve it, how we can make things work. Because we have brains, we have intellect, and man, we mess up things sometimes. And Sister Sarai messes up everybody because Hagar gave birth to a son. His name was Ishmael. And Ishmael is the father of the Muslims. Islam. Oh my goodness. And it's not that I pull it on the Muslim, but you see this thing what happened in the household of Abram with Sarai and Hagar. It causes enmity between the Christian and the Muslim for all these years. Carried on from that thing what happened there. And this is why I say, impatient. Sarai couldn't wait. And Sarai caused international problem. Because I believe, if she hadn't waited, if she had waited, things would have gone better. God would have things. But we can never really imagine God's plan until we see it unfolding. But what trouble has come into the world? This unnecessary war between the Muslim and the Christian. It is terrible and sad, really. There are some Muslims, they're pretty good, pretty nice. They follow their thing. But then you have some that talk about the holy war, and they want to get violent, and a lot of them die as martyrs, blowing up themselves with explosive in places and whatever. And we hear often the shooting between Israel and the other countries, the Arab countries. It's kind of sad. That's what I mean. It's kind of sad. This war going on, bloodshed, almost every day. From that time come up to now. Because Sister Sarai said, God, it's taking too long and I can't get pregnant. And then I guess the whole rebellion among the Ishmaelites is because the story must have passed from generation to generation how bad Sarai mistreated Hagar when she was in the house. Enmity between them. And then as the generations went on, enmity in the Ishmaelites. Oh boy. We gotta be careful with our decisions. When we don't wait on God for certain things, we mess it up. But the hard part is, well, how do we know to wait? How do we know if He said yes? How do we know if He said no? Because sometimes you don't hear clearly from God. You can't get the full confirmation. In cases like that, wait a little longer. I have seen that there are some situations where I thought I should step in. I thought I should say something. I thought I should do something. And thank God that I am a procrastinator, because I didn't step in. And then I see the situation unfold. And I realized that if I had said something, I would make it worse. Because I had the wrong thought. I misread what I was seeing. And I would have said the wrong judgment. I would have given the wrong advice. Would have done the wrong thing. And I thank God for saving me from bigger disasters. Because I take time. I want to say to you, not to procrastinate, but take time and spend more time talking to God and waiting and listening. Wait for a day that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. But not just that you renew your strength. You better wait on God. Moses said, the people said, if your presence doesn't go with us, we will not leave here. Because when we go on our own, we are sure to fail. And so this, like I tell you, there's a powerful chapter. And I want to encourage you to wait on God. Wait on God. Here's what Angus Buchanan said. Same thing like what I was saying. Here's what he said. God promised Abram that his wife would bear a son. Yet Sarai became impatient and asked her husband to sleep with her maidservant Hagar A son, Ishmael, was born to Hagar. Since then, Ishmael's descendants have been the thorn in the side of the Jewish people. God's timing is not our timing, and we must wait patiently for Him to do what He promises to do. See? Same thing. See? So, as I reflect, ask God to help you to hear His voice better and to help you to be patient, because they that wait on the Lord shall not only renew their strength, but they that wait on the Lord shall be protected. They that wait upon the Lord shall be prosperous. If you don't have God in your business, in your decisions, in your life, in your mind, you will make some big mistakes. Hate to leave it that way when you accept to say. Just try to make sure that God is part of your life and things will be well. Okay? Blessings.